Yes, in the live நம்ம எதை பற்றி டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம்னா we going to speak about Postman. Um, நிறைய பேர் லைக் பேக் அண்ட் டெவலப்பர்ஸ், ஃப்ரண்ட் அண்ட் டெவலப்பர்ஸ், ஃபுல் ஸ்டாக் டெவலப்பர்ஸ், மர்ன் ஸ்டாக் டெவலப்பர்ஸ் இந்த டூல் நிறைய யூஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க. QA டெஸ்டிங் டெஸ்டர்ஸ் இந்த போஸ்ட்மேன் டூல் நிறைய பேர் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க. பட் இன்றைக்கி ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக என்ன பண்ண போகிறோம்னா ஐ ஹாவ் கிரியேட்டட் அ பேக் ஹேண்ட். ஓகே, ஸோ பேக் ஹேண்ட் that has 4 to 5 APIs. So we are going to make the API calls. Along with that, we are also going to create the test case for every APIs. ஓகே, ஸோ அதுதான் நம்ம இன்றைக்கி பார்க்க போகிறோம். புதுசாக என்ன இருக்க போகுதுன்னா எப்படி டெஸ்ட் கேஸ் எழுதுறது. That's the thing that we are going to handle in this video. ஸோ ப்ரீவியஸ் லைவ்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா லைக் யூ மஸ்ட் ஹவ் known like I'm working in ABDN's electronic bunker delivery node system. So I have few APIs like kind of like summary, status, and then upload, and then I have verify. So in the மாதிரி I have few APIs. Right now we'll start with making a call to summary API, and then we'll go for status, and then upload, and then verify. Hopefully everything works. So first we'll start with the summary. So if I go to the main.py, if I go to the summary API, what happens over here, it just gets the number of batches that we have already processed and number of files that we have already processed. So if the batch size is 2 and the number of batches is 3, so we have processed around 6 files, which means 3 2s are 6, right? If there is a pending, then we should also consider the pending batches, the number of files that's been uploaded to the pending batch, and the number of files that is required to make the batch as anchored to the blockchain. So these are the things that is being returned from this API call. So you can see like we have two properties, the summary as well as pending batch details. Again, this pending batch detail is a array of object, right? This contains more context about the pending batch, and this is the overall summary, like the number of batches that we have processed and the number of files that we have processed, and the length of the pending batches. So I have created a post request over here inside the summary. So as it's a get request, we have to select the get. So this is going to be the base URL. So system ebdn system/summary, this is the endpoint, and we are going to accept the application as JSON format. This is nothing but the response is going to be in the form of JSON, and this is what I said, like we can also include testing into it. For example, test a status. The response should have the status of 200, right? And we are going to get the JSON response object. We are going to expect to have the summary as well as pending data, pending batch details. We are making sure like it's greater than 0. It's not a negative number. It should not be a negative number. And also this is important, like pending batch details matches the actual count. If you consider over here, pending batch detail dot length should be same as the summary dot active batch length. Yes, that's exactly right. So if I copy this, if I paste it over here, you can see the length of this should be same as the length of this, right? So yes, that's this testing, and this is inner testing. Like we are going to iterate to each of the pending batches, and we are going to check if it has a batch ID. For each batch we are going to check whether it has all these properties, or you can consider this as a property or key value pair, keys. And here comes the important thing, we have to calculate the current file count plus the file needed to anchor should be same as the batch capacity. So that's happening over here. This should be equal to the batch capacity that comes from the batch capacity. Over here you can find the batch capacity is nothing but the settings dot batch size, which you can find over config.py. Batch size is 2, right? um, yes. This is the test that we are testing, and also we are expecting, uh, if 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 this block of code, the if block runs, which means like uh, the batch is pending, so that uh, the status should be pending. So that's what we are testing over here. This is how you create test cases for uh, API calls. Also, you should consider, like, every time you make an API call, the test cases changes. It depends on what the response is like. Um, yeah. So before running this API call, once again, make sure to run the server. The server is running in port 8000, localhost 8000, and inside this test system summary, we're going to manually upload few files. Why? For the testing purposes. For example, here we want to upload 5, which means like we have 3 batches with 2 batches status as filled, and then the last batch status as pending, right? uh, Actually, I have some work after this. I need to complete this. Maybe we'll go after summary. We will go for the upload and verification. That's very interesting because uh, the summary API is a get API, so with just a response backs. But when it comes to post, we have to pass the PDF, and some calculation is going on in the backend side. So yes, we are manually going to upload 5 files, and we are going to get the status for or we're going to get the summary of the EBDNs. So we should respond back with the 3 batches, 5 files, and one as the pending batch. Inside the one, we have one more file that should be uploaded to make the batches anchored. Let me run the script. You can find all the 5 documents has been uploaded, and this is going to be the summary. As I said before, why is it 1? Because I have not removed the database file from the no. So the problem is, I have not started my blockchain node. That's fine, I can start it right now. Now the blockchain node is running. I have to deploy the contract to this node, and if you want, you can also check the owner, make sure like the code is already deployed. That's fine. That's right. Now we can rerun the server, rerun the script that uploads 5 files and gets the summary. uh, uh, yeah, I think this time we did not remove the database file from the previous one. Maybe we can retry it again. Now that's right. Yeah, there are totally 3 batches, 5 files, and one pending, and this is going to be the batch ID, and needs one more file to anchor. That's right. And you can find all other 5 files that's been uploaded over here. Now we can make a get request to this API, and make sure like all these parameters are right. What are we checking? We are checking both these properties exist. We're checking all the parameters are not negative numbers, and we're going to check whether the pending context array is same as the pending that's inside the summary, and we're going to check all these keys are available, and we're going to check the number of files that is needed to upload plus the number of files that's already been uploaded is um, same as the batch size. Yes. Now let's click on this send. Here you can see like all the 5 test cases has passed. If you want, if you're not satisfied, like you can just write summaries. This should fail. Before running it, make sure to save the script. If I run this, it should revert. Response has not required the summary because there is a spelling mistake. I wantedly made it to make sure like it's running successfully. Now we can see like all the 5 test cases has passed. Now let's move on to the next API call, which is going to be the status. If I go to the main.py, if I go to the status, this takes an input argument of PDF hash. so which I have passed over here. So this is going to be the PDF hash. So if you want, it's an anchor. So let's consider the PDF hash of document 1. Let me paste it over here. That's same. um, so here we have around 6 test cases. First we check all the properties. Before that, let's see like what is the return type. So this is the return JSON. The PDF hash, file name, batch ID, leaf index, batch status, uh, occupants, and then the Merkle root. So let's check what are the test cases for this APIs. First we check whether all the properties exist. Then this is very interesting. We get the URL, and then the last part of the URL, which is going to be the PDF hash, should be same as the response JSON's PDF hash. Very interesting. Very interesting. So this should be same as the JSON data.pdf. So this test case was interesting, and here we are just making sure like whether the occupants is in the right format. So what is the format? It should start with a digit or the decimal or the numeric number, and with the slash. So this is going to be the slash, and 2 represents the batch size. If I change the batch size in config setting, I need to also change it in the test script, and that's what this part of the code does. And then this is very interesting. So the thing is like if the Merkle root is present in the batch, then it will return the Merkle root. If not, it will return the pending calculation string. So we have to test this logic. What are we doing? We're getting the Merkle root. If the batch status is pending, then it should return the batch calculation. So um, yeah, the root should be equal to the batch calculations, or else the root should not be null because it should be the Merkle root. And then finally we have one thing, the leaf index should be less than the batch size, which is right. For example, leaf index for the batch size of 2 is going to be 0 and 1. That's going to be the leaf index, so it's always less than the batch size. And also we are making sure like the leaf index is non-negative. This is the 6 test cases that we have written over here. This is very similar to the mocha child that we have did in our channel like 2 years back. Inside the hard hat framework, there is a library and framework called hard hat, mocha and chai. So it's a testing framework. It's very similar to that. This is all JavaScript. Yeah, if I make the call, so again this is the anchored because I'm getting the PDF one, so it should be anchored already. So let me make a send request. You can see like all the 6 test cases has passed. Let's move on to the pending. Right now we have to take the 5th file. Why? Because this batch only has one PDF, and then the status should be pending. The same thing goes on over here, but the thing is like this will go in a different route. For example, right now it's going to be pending, then it should be this one. I'm not sure like if I put console log or what. I don't know. Let me try. This is the block being run. I'm not sure if it passes or not. Let's see. I don't know where to look at the logs. Yeah, very similar because we have handled both the anchored test case and also pending test case in a single test case. So it passes, all the 6 has passed. Alright. Header, cookies, body. Let me rerun it again. It passes. Now is a very important thing. Now we have to go for the upload. Yeah, we have to look for the upload. So like the upload takes the file, and then it uploads to the EBDN. There are a lot of logic over here, but we don't want to get into it. But we will make a API call. This is going to be the post because we're going to upload the file to the EBDN. We're not just getting the response. We're going to do something on the backend database. Here we have just 3 or 4 test cases. The first is standard 200, and we're going to check whether these properties do exist. If I go over here, we have a lot of property, but we have only constrained to the status, file name, and then the PDF hash, transaction hash. I have also included the transaction hash. Um, the file name should include the .pdf because we're just dealing with the .pdf, and also uh, I don't know why I have not included the transaction. Maybe I should have done it. It's okay, that's fine, no issues. And also the leaf index should not be negative. That's it's pretty easy. But if I want to add a command to do, maybe check the tx hash. uh, Here you can find the ts hash should be negative. Okay, should be none. um, in case uh, yeah, maybe not, that's fine for now. Okay, before that we need to populate the body. Inside the body I have already populated with my resume, which was in PDF, so I just uploaded it. Let me make it, and it passes. The same thing, verification. We have some tests. We have checking like whether we have these properties or the keys, and this is very interesting. Like if the verified message, so if I go to the verify API call, if the verified message is verified on chain, then we are going to check. What are we checking? This proof path, so which is inside here, inside the blockchain evidence. So json.blockchain evidence dot food path, a proof path should be an array, right? Should be an array of proofs, the intermediate hashes that are required to rebuild or recompute the root, and then compare with the root that's been anchored to the blockchain. That's this, and we're going to check whether we have the contract address. So we're going to check this too if the verified message returns the verified on chain. And if the status is pending, in such cases, like it's like the scenario happens when uh, the batch is not filled, but someone wants to verify the PDF that's been uploaded to the batch. In that cases it reverts with this message, like the verification is going to be false, and then the messages document is not registered, but is registered but not yet anchored to the blockchain. So we are expecting uh, that the message should include not yet anchored if the status is equal to pending. Here is the status. Here we don't have status. Here we just do testing with this verified key. Pretty much the same. If I go to the body, you can find the same PDF has been uploaded. If I want, I can rerun this test summary file, but the thing is, like this time I'm not going to upload any new files. I'm just going to get the summary, right? Get the things of summary. Let me uncommand this. I don't know what else I have. Run. Maybe I should have to command this part. Yes, this part. Now we can check the summary. As we have uploaded one, the batch size should be 3, and then the total processed file should be 6, and then the pending batch should be 0. Let me check. Yes, that's exactly what is over here. Now we are going to verify that the uploaded PDF is not being tampered. So if it is tampered, we can't rebuild the Merkle root for the specific batch. So with that we can check, we can say like this PDF is being tampered. I have not verified, but I could do it. But right now we are going to use the same PDF. I'm going to send, make a request. There is not a lot of tests, only 3 test script. If I go to the body, we have the file that is required as an input parameter to the verify API. So if I make the send, it passes. So that's how you have to make test cases for API. uh, I already I was it was new for me to like I was not sure like we can write test on Postman. This was new to me, so I created few API calls and then the testing. I know this is just simple API calls, but this is like if you know this, this provides a good foundation for working in data analysis role. Yeah, yes. After completing this, yes. So yeah, in the previous video we have looked into the AI agent cloud, and this is about testing the APIs using the Postman. Um, I know there is nothing like too special with this video, but you have to do it. You have to do it. This like if you're in a MNC, like you have to know like how to test the APIs using this script. And the Postman also provides few snippets, like for example the status code 200. It just adds a snippet over here. We already have the snippet, so I'm just saying like it is possible to add snippets just by clicking on this snippet button. um, yeah, hopefully this is clear. uh, yes, thank you all. See you on the next video.